What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Paul's Best Podcast, a podcast where we only talk about the very best of whatever. And you guys know, if you want negativity, you're in the wrong place. This is all positive, all fun, and my guest today is one of the best.
Hey, yeah.
Because...
Yeah.
We met. First of all, Cipha Sounds is here, everybody.
Cipha
Sounds is here. You guys know Cipha Sounds from many things. You are a man of many crafts.
Many crafts, yep.
Unbelievable hip hop DJ. Hilarious stand-up comedian, which I want to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm here for.
This
is a really nice sign.
It's dope, right?
It's a really nice sign.
Yeah.
I'm only going to be able to focus on that. We got to get a sign like that.
Yo, the sign pops, and with the backdrop, it pops. I said I wanted a wood back, and I said I wanted the Nike orange to pop. And that's it.
He's the best.
You know what I mean? Cipha, I want to tell you this is a cool story, and I think I told you this a long time ago, but it was in passing.
Yeah.
So we have a mutual friend, and he hits me up, okay? His name is Tony Monty.
Oh, yeah.
And he hits me up back in the day, and he goes, "Hey, I'm friends with this comedian, Cipha Sounds." And I go, "Oh man, like Don't Get Gas, the one that Funkmaster Flex." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, he's transitioning into comedy.
Yeah.
He wants to be a comedian, and he's gonna stay DJ, but he wants to be a comedian." I said, "Okay," because you got a show at Comics tonight, and it's the first show. Okay,
wow.
And he goes, "And I'd like you to come with me." And now I was a stand-up at the time. I was doing rooms. I was doing, a bunch of stuff. And I was like, I've started to like get into clubs in the city. I'm like, I'll go. I didn't really know. I had gotten into comics. I was a regular at Comics at the time. And I just saw your show. And dude, you put on a show.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, remember, rest in peace. Kenny Ortega killed it.
Kenny
Ortega killed it.
Yep.
Okay. You also had Styles P came out.
Yep.
Which was crazy. Okay. You came out and you were so new, but you just had like this attitude of like happy to be there. You love comedy and the whole thing. And then we started working together at the Stand and some places. And I said, dude, I give you a lot of credit because you left something that you were really known and good at.
Yeah. And
to go into something like this, which is hard. And you're here now.
Yeah.
How long? Over a decade, right?
When Comics was, the first show ever was 07. And then when I started seeing you at the Stand, I was probably like 2012, 13, around there. Okay, and we're in 26 like now. So So
you've been doing this like...
Yeah, almost 15, yeah. But I don't count the early days. Because what Tony... I was on the radio, and everyone would always tell me I was funny, right? But I never wanted to be a comedian. I wasn't trying to be a comedian. I was just like, if everyone associates me with being funny, let me produce a show that's funny, and I'll filter it to comics. I'm like, okay, I was known as a DJ, so I would do dope parties. To me, it was just a party, but a comedy show.
Okay.
So I wasn't trying to transition.
So when you started the Don't Get Gas comedy thing, it was just you being a funny personality on the radio, bringing a funny show to people.
And trying to make some money.
Right.
Like I could charge $25 at the door, pay the comedians, walk away with $2,000 or something like that.
Yep.
And it was marketing for my radio show.
Got it.
Right?
Yep.
And I got one laugh and I was like,
oh, I like
what's that? What's that heroin feeling? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then another laugh, and then not a laugh, and I'm like, oh, how come it worked last time?
Oh, so you got the bug.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then and that was only a monthly show.
Yep.
So then after a year, a lot of the OGs especially in the black world, Talent.
Yeah. That's where I came up.
Rob Stapleton.
Yeah. The New York Kings of Comedy. Yeah.
They were like, okay. They sat me down. Okay. Cipha, it seems like you really like this comedy shit. And they're like, we did your show because we could get on the radio, you paid good, and you got a good crowd. Mm-hmm. But a lot of radio DJs try to do comedy and they just steal jokes or they're corny and they're like, you look like you kind of really like this. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I do. They're like, okay, none of this counts. I'm like, why? I go, this is your crowd. They follow you from the radio, from DJing. They give you a lot of leeway.
Wow.
Come over here to the the Hucklebuck. So you know what I mean? Like, come to the fucking some room in Queens, some bar, some Jamaican bar in
Pork
Brooklyn.
knockers? Did you do pork knockers in Brooklyn?
I don't remember. Maybe I did so many, and then just years of bombing, just years.
Okay.
That I didn't have the leeway that I had with my show.
They weren't your fans.
No,
they knew
were like,
you.
Yeah, they knew me.
Okay.
I would get the 1 minute. Oh shit, Cipha Sounds.
Right.
And then, but also with my show, I was hosting. You get a good laugh, 2, 3, 4 minutes. But if you're not getting a good laugh, you just get off.
Yeah.
And bring up the next comic.
Yeah.
So they really like put me on how to like do it.
No, Talent was really good to me. Talent put me on all the time, thought I was funny.
Yeah.
One time, shout out to Talent, Harris, by the way. His son does it too, right? Yeah. Funny, too.
Funny, real funny.
Real funny.
Yeah.
But I remember Talent was so good to me that he put me on shows. And one time, he did a show. He saw me in the crowd. And he told somebody, go get him. And I walked in, and he's like, I want to put you on. Like, he was really good. Capone,
me too.
all those guys. The Wendy Williams comedy experience. On,
that's what I was copying.
Okay. Oh,
I was copying Wendy's show.
You were like, oh, I can make money. And
Ed Lover and Dr. Dre had a show at Caroline's.
Okay. Oh,
all the radio guys had like a monthly. So I was like, how do I do a monthly?
Make some money.
I swear to God, it's just like, okay, everybody keeps saying I'm funny, like on the radio.
Yeah.
I would call like 2 Chinese restaurants, put them on speakerphone to each other.
Oh, that's great.
Like shit like that.
Yeah.
And so they're like, you're funny. So I'm like, what? Why does everybody keeps? I didn't try. I was just naturally.
Yeah.
So then I was like, fuck it, let me do something funny.
Yeah.
All the rappers came.
Yeah.
All the ball players came. John Stark was at my show once. I don't even know who that is. They're like, yo, John Stark is here. I was like, what should I say? They're like, okay, say he dunked on Jordan. I said, so I go on stage, they go, yo, Starks, I didn't even say John, Starks is here. Remember he dunked on Jordan? Everybody goes crazy. I didn't even know which one he was.
That's great. Yeah, well, I remember because I would listen. One thing that you did, because you did your show at the Stand too a couple times, or you did something at the Stand.
Yeah, later on.
Yeah. And I remember you liked this bit I did. I was actually talking to Pete Davidson about this the other day because he did it again. Where remember I kept saying that Flex would interrupt. Flex would interrupt, but he would interrupt like he'd play a banger, and then he would hit the explosion button, and I'd be like, "Oh shit!" And then he would be like, "Pull your car over! I need everybody to pull their car over and get out and stand on the hood right now." And I'm like, "It's 30 degrees outside, man!" Like, and then he would be like, "Yo, I ain't ready for this." I'd be like, "I am ready. I'm in my driveway, and I want the song to end." You know what I mean? And I remember you laughing at that, but you were very funny on the radio. But the thing about you, Cipha, and I'm not saying this to make you feel uncomfortable, because I know that people, especially when you give a comic or anybody in entertainment, look, you're looking down already.
Yeah, like,
you're looking at your sneakers and shit. But you have something that is, and I had it too. And I think entertainers like this and performers like this are lucky when you have it, because it's a blessing. Is that you're likable, but you're likable. You're instinctively like you're not gonna see you, and you're gonna see you. And the first couple things, the smile, the look around, and people are going to be like, I'm rooting for this dude. I want this dude to win. And when you have that, because I've seen good comics. I've seen good great comics, great writers, and the crowd just doesn't, for whatever reason, the crowd is just like, yeah, that's a good joke, but I don't like him. I don't like his face. I don't like him. I don't like him. Where somebody else is like, I like. And and I think that really helped Kevin Hart too, because
Kevin Hart's the most likable. Yeah.
Kevin's material caught up to his likability, because when you start out, me too. Like people were like, people were like, yo man, your presence, you're this and that. But like, so I was able to say shit that wasn't deep or like me or true, and get away with it. But somebody told me, they were like you got to dig deeper, because they already like you. And then once that happened, it was like it catches up, and people go, oh, Paul's funny, and he's got something to say, and I like, you know what I mean? And that's happening with you. Now but
I just want to say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a 30-minute thing that I shot that Kevin Hart's company actually bought and is putting out at the end of June, and the name of it is called Likeable.
Ah, see?
I named my special. I don't like saying special because I'm waiting for a real special.
But this is a half hour.
Half hour.
Okay.
And I call it Likeable because, like, sometimes I say foul shit on stage, and people, no one ever gets mad.
You get away with murder.
And at the end of the show, I go talk to somebody who I've destroyed on stage and made him and his wife look at each other, and they're like, "Bro, you're so funny," and I'm like, "It's likable."
I've gotten off stage before, and somebody whispered in my ear, "You get away with murder."
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Managers, people, because I think that they know.
Yeah,
the crowd is like dogs. And they get a sense of like if this person's got a good heart, and if this is a
100%.
good person, if this is a silly person that's just saying shit, or if this is a person that has darkness, and they get it.
But my jokes always, I learned now how to dissect what I do. I didn't know before.
Yeah.
I have very silly and sometimes what you would call offensive jokes up top. But if you really listen, the deep part, like, I'm smart the way I'm saying it. And smart people come up to me and be like, yo, they didn't get what you were saying, but I got it. Yeah. But they're already laughing at the silly parts.
Right.
But then when I find like a scholar, he's like,
good audience member, smart.
Bro, like, when you said Ukraine, I couldn't believe, you know what I mean? Or like I have this Indian joke.
Yeah.
And like, I have this Indian joke, and like, when I say it, some white people go, oh, are we allowed to laugh?
Right.
And at the end of the show, Indian people come to me like, yo, how do you know that?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, and I do get away with murder.
Yeah. I did a joke during like at the beginning of the Israeli-Palestine thing.
Yeah.
And there were tables of Palestinian dudes, and people like, what? And they came up to me. They were like, "That was perfect, it's hilarious."
Because you get it.
But it's like smart audience members get what you're saying, and they're like, "Oh, like he's not trying to, you know." Because then you get the comics that say shit about Ukraine or Israel and Palestine just to get some shock thing, and it's not even. And you're like, "Oh, you're just trying to talk about." You're trying to upset somebody.
Listen, I come from radio in New York City. I get shock. But that's not this job. This job is funny.
Yeah.
Laughing is what we're trying to get. You guys don't remember that?
What's cool, yeah, exactly. What's cool about what you've done and where you've been is like you've had people anywhere from like Jay-Z seeing you be a DJ. Okay, and I use Jay-Z because he's obviously one of the biggest, but then a comedian like Chappelle, and also like you're around all these different genres of that.
Yeah.
Right? Of fame, of high level people.
Highest level.
Highest level in different things.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you could shoot like I don't, it's funny because I don't really get starstruck unless it's athletes.
Right,
so athletes
right.
get me.
Yeah.
And athletes of the team I like get me.
Yeah.
Right? But like, not so much comic, but like you've been around, like we were performing in Detroit, and I don't want to mention names. All I can say, someone's like, "Oh yeah, man, and Eminem coming," and I was just sitting there like, "What?" And like he didn't, he was away, but like that would fuck me up.
Yeah,
too.
Eminem
because Eminem's a big one, but like you've been silly around these people, whether it's comedy or DJing, which is great because like you know them, and then now you work with Chappelle. Now, did you work with Chappelle from the radio? From meeting him from the radio?
No, I knew Chappelle. I was a DJ on the Chappelle show. You know, the Comedy Central
show.
Yeah, I was the DJ in the room when the crowd was in there. I was hyping up the crowd, all that stuff.
Oh, you mean like not even in sketch? You mean like when he would come out,
right, and talk in front of the audience,
talk in front of the audience before the sketches got shown? You were the DJ.
If you watch Chappelle's show, right when it starts, you see me go like this. And the camera's going by. Hi, it's me.
Okay, got it.
So from that, in 2002.
Now, how'd you get that gig?
I just knew Chappelle from the music game. Like, I met Chappelle through Mos Def and Talib Kweli.
Okay.
And I knew him for a couple years. He was always around hip-hop shit.
And he would always have a musical thing on the show.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Chappelle to me is a rapper that his raps are jokes.
Got you.
Because everything about the way he moves is like a rapper.
Okay.
Entourage, Green Room, Weed. You know what I mean? Like, it's a rapper. When we used to do Chappelle's show, he was like, and we would fuck around with the crowd, he would warm up the crowd. And Donnell would warm up the crowd, and then Chappelle would have to double warm him up because he's not going to let Donnell do stand-up and not him do stand-up.
Right.
So I would fuck with him, and with music, I would play a funny sound, he would look up, and we'd bounce off each other. And one day he goes, "Bro, you're funny, you should do stand-up. You should do stand-up." And this was 2002. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Why would I do stand-up? Like, no desire, nothing. And then years later, just kept gnawing away.
And people kept saying, "You're funny.
Yeah, you're funny.
You're funny. You're funny. Yeah, and I was like, how do you not do stand-up when Dave Chappelle? You know what I mean? That's like that would be like Like I remember, like when you work with a guy like that, you know.
No, it's one of my biggest regrets. I wish I started then when he told me, because how long it fucking takes to get good at this
5 years,
shit.
though. I mean, like you started 5 years later, right? 07?
07.
Oh, but you don't count the beginning.
Yeah.
Because you
I
were
wasn't
like,
trying to do stand-up.
Because you were hosting.
Yeah.
Like you were like bringing a show.
Yeah, I wasn't even trying to
Yeah.
write jokes until like 2010.
Yeah, that's what people like don't understand too. Like people would, like when people would like, not that I ever got like a lot of hate, but when people would hate on me when I started to grow in the business, one of the hate things would be, oh well, Burr put him on,
Yeah.
and it's like, but what people didn't understand is like Bill came to me.
Yeah.
Like Bill would be like, yo man, you're gonna, like he would sit down and be like, yo, watching what you're doing right now. And
Yeah.
I remember getting those things, calling my wife at the time, going like, you know, I had a little baby at home, I wasn't making a lot of money, and I'd be like, yo, Bill Burr just sat down and said like, yo, I'm killing on this, and he thinks I'm gonna do this, and
Yeah.
in his business. It was like people don't see that those people come to you.
know.
People will say, oh, Cipha, that's Chappelle, but like you did something that made Dave Chappelle go, yo, you should do comedy. You're really funny, and like that's what people don't understand is like when you get put on, and Eddie put on Chris Rock. And
Right.
So like
Right.
people like did Chris put on DL Hughley? I heard some, but all I know is what people don't know about this business is that somebody at a high place in this business sees you
Yeah.
and goes, you.
Yeah.
You need to do, but people don't see that. And
But
now
it also just because they say that doesn't mean you made it. They just give you a leg up.
I remember when I opened for Burr at Carnegie Hall, and I had a really good, and he goes, you think I would, because I was like, you know, you're still insecure, and he goes, you think I'd put you on my show if I didn't think,
If I didn't
like that's what people
yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
When Chappelle came back, I call it after the dark years when he was gone, and he came back, made his comeback. He asked me his DJ. He has a. That's why I think he's a rapper. He has a DJ every show.
hilarious.
His DJ couldn't go to London. He asked me to go. I'm doing stand-up at the time. He did not let me do stand-up on any of those shows. I would fill in for his DJ and just be happy to be there. And finally, one time Donnell was late, and they were like, fuck, he's late. I was like, I could do 5 minutes if you guys want. And everyone on Chappelle's team looked at me like, what? You do stand-up? Go ahead, go. Donnell walks in, sees me doing 5 minutes. Now Donnell's like, good, I ain't gotta go first anymore. So now every time I'm there, they let me do 5.
Got you.
And then it turned into 10. But this is years.
Yeah.
Then finally, Dave asked me to do a show when his DJ was there, and just to do stand-up. And I was like, but it took years. He didn't just go.
Because he's not going to do that to his show. You know
Of
what I mean?
course.
Nobody's going to go see a new comic that just started and then go, hey, I'm doing
Yeah.
this monster venue. Why don't you? Because that's a reflection of them.
Of course.
You know. So yeah. So that's what people don't understand. But
Yeah.
you that's so cool, man. You have a really weird thing about you that I think
My
is
penis.
wild.
It leans to the left.
I think mine's no. I'm a righty.
Right.
No, mine's left. If you're a righty, it leads left. For reasons we don't have to talk about. It's a positive show. Anyways, you're into a lot of shit that people would. When this is the thing about you, I don't. We did. We were at Sal Vacano's something in Vegas, and me and you were gambling. You like to gamble, craps table stuff.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
you
yeah.
are a man of interests that people would not think you are interested in. Is that
At all.
is that a safe assessment?
100%.
Like you see Cipha, hip hop DJ, so you think like rap, hip hop, which is true.
Which is
then
true.
comedy, you think like the street kid kind of. You know, you see the outfits, but you're like, and then all of a sudden we were talking like we always do on Paul's Best. We talk about like me and the guests will talk about what should the best be.
Yeah.
Sometimes we know before we come in. Sometimes we say, hey, let's just powwow, have some ideas. And you said the craziest thing, and it was so perfect. You were like, I got one. I want to do something different. And you were like, let's talk about like Dean Martin and the Rat Pack and Bob Newhart and Jerry Lewis. So I was like, what? I
Bro,
was
I'm
like,
telling
what?
you.
And you were like, yeah, because I used to watch that stuff with my grandma, and I'm into that stuff, which is so cool. You know what made me realize when you said that, what it brought me back to? Me and my grandmother used to sit, and my grandma lived in Yonkers, and we would sit at night, and she would give me like 2 cookies and a napkin, and we would go, and like our thing was watching the Golden Girls.
Bro, I was just gonna say, Golden
Dude,
Girls.
the Golden Girls was like to watch with, and I watched with my grandmother,
Yeah.
which was like the greatest. It's so ahead of its time, so great.
Oh yeah.
So me and Cipha decided we are gonna do the best
Yeah.
of the golden age of entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay. So first question then.
Yeah.
Which is so wild. This is what's great about my show, and I don't mean to. Is like you get people on here you don't think. Like
They're into these things.
no, like Craig Ferguson was on here. He's like, let's talk about airplanes. You know what I mean? And like models, like different types of planes, and that's what I like about it. But so which and I was like, what? Which I guess person entertainer of that time made you got you to really be into that or think back on it?
Okay, so what got me into all that stuff is, remember the Jerry Lewis telethon?
Yep.
Okay, so me and my grandmother is white. My mom is half white, half Puerto Rican. Her mom is white, like white, Irish white.
Okay.
From the Bronx. So I would be at my grandmother's house all the time, and we would always watch the Jerry Lewis telethon. I think it was Labor Day. I think it was always on Labor Day weekend. And Jerry Lewis had all these different entertainers performing or
Yep.
giving a check or whatever.
It was for kids, right?
It was like MS.
Okay,
Whatever,
okay.
Multiple sclerosis.
Yeah.
So it was for MS. So I don't know. I just used to watch all this stuff with my grandma, and I got into all this stuff. So Jerry Lewis is the what do you call it? The conduit.
Yep.
But Sinatra is my guy.
Oh.
I love
So Frank Sinatra's your guy.
Bro, I can't tell you how much I love Frank Sinatra. I tried to name my son Sinatra, and his mom wouldn't let it happen. I fought hard. It's his middle name.
Is it?
It's his middle name. I was like, I got to get it in there somewhere. But I wanted his first name to be Sinatra.
That's so
Bro,
great.
I love Sinatra.
You love Frank Sinatra.
All that stuff.
Oh, you know everything about him.
Everything.
Okay.
Everything. I don't even, people hate when I say this.
Yeah.
When you're Italian, you're going to get upset. I don't even like Frank Sinatra music.
You just like him.
Him.
Yeah.
I don't love the music. It's not
Right.
doesn't catch my ear. I mean, he's incredible.
Right.
But it's not what I go to.
Right, but you like New York, but you don't.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah.
I don't bump it in the
You
car.
like it the way everybody likes it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but some people love.
Yeah, his
he's
music.
one of the illest singers ever, which I respect how he was. But that whole era, like my favorite TV show, is Columbo. You know Columbo?
Of course.
Okay. Well, you looked at me weird.
No.
Oh, because I'm weird.
No. But I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it, but
Bro,
I know I
it's
didn't watch it. Yeah.
the greatest show.
Yeah.
Peter Falk.
Peter Falk. Yeah.
Peter Falk, Columbo, like if I'm on the road and you come into my green room,
Yeah.
Columbo will be on the TV.
Okay. So you know what? Stuff like this makes me think if you were past life shit.
Yeah, for real.
Right? Because I had Giannis and Chrissy last episode or whatever, a couple episodes ago. I had Giannis and Chrissy. I had the History Hyenas on here.
Yeah.
And listening to Chris talk about wars and stuff, and he even said he's like, I think I come from
Yeah.
I think I come from because you're very geared towards this. Yes.
Yeah,
right?
if you're gonna talk past life, I think somewhere in there I was like a bar back in the 50s in a Sands casino or something.
Yeah.
But all this stuff, that era, Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin movies,
Dude.
Abbott and Costello.
Dude, how cool was Dean Martin walking in a room with the suit, just having the drink, with the smile and the cigarette, dude?
Bro, it's the coolest shit ever.
Coolest ever.
But also, Dean was he didn't really drink that much. He played drunk. He wasn't always that drunk.
Okay.
And he would have house parties, right? He'd have a party in his house.
Yeah.
And and he would go to bed.
He didn't he liked being home, right?
He liked being home.
Yeah.
And he'd do what he had to do. But when it was time to stop, they said that he used to go to his room and call the cops, a noise complaint.
Stop it.
I swear to God.
Stop it.
Dean Martin would call the cops
that's the
like it was a
best.
neighbor and a noise complaint, and they had to shut the party down.
Oh my God, that's the greatest story ever. That is great.
Yo, but
That's great.
yeah, Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, those guys, man. Bob Newhart.
Well, you know who's unbelievable, and I don't know what time frame this falls. I think it's around there, but you know who they called the great one was? The great one was Jackie Gleason.
Jackie Gleason was incredible.
And here's an amazing thing about Jackie Gleason that I heard. Actually, Giannis was telling me about it, and Giannis was like, you got to get the book. Jackie Gleason would do what we do, but it was never documented and not a lot of things written. So Jackie Gleason would go into a nightclub and people would be sitting down, kind of like in Scarface when Richard Belzer walked up. But like Jackie Gleason would go into a nightclub and they said, just grab the mic, look around, crowd work, talking, tear it. They said his nickname was the Great One because they were like, how do you do it? Tear it down.
But he wasn't booked.
No. Or like they were like, Jackie, come on. And he would just come on and it would be like, what's going on here, this and that. Do you know that when he did The Honeymooners, you'll love this, they said that he read the script. I
already know it.
He looked at the script once.
Yeah.
Like he would look at the script. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
They said he would look at the script just like go through it and hand it. And they were like, no, don't you gotta? He would go. And he would and he had it down.
Yeah,
and that's why he was called the Great One. 2 steaks I heard at lunch, and they said he'd have like 13 scotches during a day. And the doctor said, Jackie, you're gonna die if you do this. And he goes, I'm gonna live the way I'm gonna live. Yeah. And he ended up smoking, drinking, and eating like that. And he lived to 71. Rest his soul. Bro. But that's some old school shit.
Old school. And then he had like you gotta watch. I have so many DVDs. Some official, some bootleg.
Yeah.
Like they all had these old, the Colgate Hour, the Jackie Gleason soap era hour, whatever, and they'd have all these variety shows. You know what I'm saying? But Jackie Gleason had one of those variety shows, and I would watch that. He was so ill, but they didn't record like the nightclub stuff.
Yeah.
It was not like now where all these clubs have cameras.
That's so crazy, man.
But you gotta listen to like. Everyone from that era tells stories of everyone else, either in a book or in an old interview, and but you gotta piece it together, or some crazy documentarian type person, a journalist that would.
Well, it's funny you say that because I read one of the only books that I could not put down right when my wife got it for me was Rodney Dangerfield autobiography.
Yeah,
and he said they were in a hotel and there was a knock on the door and they're like, who is it? And he just heard the Great One, and it was Jackie Gleason.
That's great. The Great One is fire.
And the Great One is fire because it was before any of this.
Yeah.
People call themselves GOAT, and people say, "Oh, him." Jackie Gleason was that. The Great One. And but another cool thing is, I guess Rodney had said something about Carson, Johnny Carson, or there was some beef. Where he wouldn't put him on the Tonight Show. This was before he got on.
Right.
And he knew how great he was, and he liked him. Something was said, and it was just like that beef. And then they find themselves together with friends going through a nightclub, and they had to go through the kitchen. And I guess it was chaotic, and they're going through the kitchen, and for whatever reason they stopped. And Rodney looked over at him, and he just goes,
Carson?
At Carson, and he goes, I was wrong, Johnny, I'm sorry. And then after that, just on.
I wonder what it was.
You just hear cool things no, you can find it. I'm forgetting in the book, but it was just some
Stupid
one of those things where somebody says something, the other person's like, okay, and they feel disrespected, and then years go by. And I'm sure you've had that happen in the music business a million times.
Yeah, well, I always try to squash beef right away. But that sounds like something like, oh, this guy from Nebraska, you know what I mean?
Some shit like that.
And then he took it personal.
Or this guy drinks because Johnny Carson was known as a drinker. He could have said something, and it probably hurt his feelings, but then he had him on, and it was great.
No, but then, Rodney on Carson is... Bro, I'll be in my car. I have a hip-hop-ish type car that rappers would drive, you know what I mean? And then if you open my door, you're like, what are you playing, Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang?
Yeah.
No, I'm playing Rodney on Carson on YouTube.
That's what I mean. But you know what's funny is we're similar in some ways because my friends in high school would go through my CDs and I would have we would have boot camp, we would have all the stuff, Fugees, but then my friend would be like, best of Phil Collins. And I'm like, dude, Phil Collins, dog.
It's fire.
I would have, my list was crazy. But so I want to ask you this because this is something that I thought about when we were talking about this. When you were on the radio and you were DJing at Hot 97, right? And we're talking about the golden age. Was there anybody that came in that you guys had on that would be that heyday was 60s or 70s that the whole station couldn't believe was there?
No one cared the way I did. I had a couple of those. I used to be on Sirius also, Sirius Satellite Radio.
So everybody else would be so-and-so's coming in, and you'd be like, so-and-so's coming in?
Yeah. They wouldn't even... Sirius had more because Sirius, you could come to Sirius and do 5 different stations, right?
Yeah.
So people would come there a lot more. Like one time I brought Chris Hansen on my show from Catch a Predator, and this one it was hot.
Yeah.
And bro, he had every girl like, oh, Chris Hansen. It was crazy. That's the type of guest. So one time they started a Sinatra station on Sirius, and they were like, yo, Nancy Sinatra's in the lobby.
Oh,
bro,
did you go nuts?
I ran to the lobby, and I was like, Miss Sinatra, I was like, I'm a huge fan. And she's like, of what? I'm like, of your father. Like, what are you talking about? She didn't even, like, she looked at me like, who's this guy?
Oh, my, yeah.
And I was like, yo, I'm a huge fan. I love everything about your dad and this and that. She's like, oh, that's really nice of you to say. Thank you. Like, it was nice. And then one time, I'm on the air talking, about whatever.
Yeah.
And I see Peter Falk walk by.
Oh, dude.
And I didn't even say excuse me. I just stood up and walked out.
On the air.
On the air. And Angela Yee used to be my co-host.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about right now. It's Columbo.
Yeah.
And I ran up on him. I have a picture. I ran up on him. I was like, Mr. Falk, man, I'm a huge fan. He goes, yeah, kid. All right.
Oh, that's good.
And I go, I'm telling you, I'm a huge fan. He goes, you like the Never Ending? Princess Bride?
Right, yeah.
I go, Princess Bride? I looked at him like from the street, bro, Columbo, or the Two Detectives, or I forgot the name of the other movie. And he was like, whoa.
How many seasons of Columbo did they do?
Okay, here's the thing about Columbo. It wasn't really seasons.
It just
because Columbo was this is nerd shit. Columbo was part of a series of basically ABC they were basically movies made for TV.
Okay.
So Columbo wasn't on every week. It might have been on once or twice a month. Because you know who directed the first episodes of Columbo?
No.
Steven Spielberg.
What?
Steven Spielberg.
Really?
Yep. And then also the producer was Peggy Bundy.
Oh, okay.
You know Peggy Bundy?
Yeah.
Her father is a big producer from
yeah. Wait a minute, but hold on a second. So the fans didn't know when a Columbo episode was coming, or
TV Guide. It was in the TV Guide.
So you just had to look and see.
So-
there's 2 this month.
Yeah. So there was because Columbo's 2 hours long. It's a movie, right?
Yeah.
With commercials, it was 2 hours. You ever heard of McCloud?
Yeah.
McCloud, Columbo, I think Banachek.
That I didn't know.
Banachek is George Papard before the A-Team.
Okay.
He had a show in before that called Banachek. And so they were like, I forget what it was called, but it was like Saturday night cop movies, you know what I mean, or whatever. So Columbo wasn't on every week. So every Columbo's a movie. But if you break it down in TV version, the way we're saying, there was, I think, 6 or 7 seasons of the original one. Then it stopped, and then they brought it back in the 90s. And then there was another couple seasons of that. In the 90s, it was more like hour and a half. Like, it was more TV formatted. Mm-hmm. But the original episodes were like, they weren't, so it wasn't on every week. It was a made-for-TV movie. And I have every DVD. I have sometimes double copies.
Wow.
Because I have all the DVDs, and then they'd have the special box set.
Yeah.
And they're like, why are you buying that? I'm like, no, because it's all together. it's a box set. And I get all these shows. And then the guest stars on Columbo were like the illest actors of that time.
Yeah.
You know? And but then you ever saw he won so many Emmys for Columbo. Like, it's like legendary. Peter Falk. Legendary. And I thought he was Italian. He's Jewish. Sorry.
No, I heard that.
I thought he was Italian.
Yeah. Well, Columbo, right? Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. But he spoke. But like, what was great about Columbo was
in my mind, he's Italian in the show.
There's a lot of the secondary characters, the same actors, but they were just one time. This Italian guy, he's in like 40 episodes or whatever. He'd be the tailor.
That's different shit.
The tailor, the butcher, another criminal.
Yeah.
Man, it was put together so well.
That's great. I got it. You know what? Joe Bartnick, he loves Columbo. All my friends love Columbo. I gotta get into that.
Bro, I'm telling you, I've put people onto it, and they're like, "What's something I should watch?" I'm like, Columbo. Why would I watch that?
Yeah.
2 weeks later, yo, I'm in season 7. It's crazy. I can't stop.
Yeah.
It's because I know we're talking about the whole golden era, but Columbo, though, what's great about it is, first of all, Columbo is a everyday regular man. Nothing about him is special except he's the greatest detective that ever lived. But the rest of his life is
a mess.
Chili, football, wife, nothing. Like, he's a regular person except for being the greatest detective.
He's got this,
So the episode always starts, you don't even see Columbo for a half hour. The crime is the first thing you see. And you watch the person, like, what was that guy? Robert something. Oh, remember that show, Greatest American Hero?
I remember the name.
Oh, you don't know the show?
No.
Okay, there's a famous actor from there. You watched the criminal try to commit the most perfect crime. And the meticulousness about it is perfect.
Okay.
Then they commit the crime.
Yep.
Then Columbo comes in.
Okay.
We already know who did it. Columbo doesn't know.
Okay.
But we know. We watch the crime happen.
Oh, okay.
And we watch Columbo.
So it's not like Law and Order where like somebody sees a body at first and then nobody knows. You know who did it.
Most crime shows are called Who Done It. Mm-hmm. Columbo is How Catch 'Em.
Gotcha.
There's not a lot of How Catch 'Ems.
No, there's not a lot of How Catch 'Em.
Sometimes Monk is a How Catch 'Em.
Yes.
But Monk fluctuates.
Very rarely, even in horror movies or crime, they'll show who did it up front.
Right.
And then now you're frustrated while they're trying to find it.
But they
great.
do all the things to cover it up.
Yep.
And you watch Columbo, and there's no way he's going to figure this out. There's no way. It's the perfect crime. And he finds the littlest
thing. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's fire.
And that's before forensics. I mean, that's before DNA. And
you ever heard John Mulaney's joke?
No.
It's like back in the day, before DNA, cops would walk into a crime scene, and they'd be like, hey, Lieutenant, there's a pile of the victim's blood. He goes, ew, gross. Let me get back to my hunch.
That's great. That's great, dude.
Because
DNA, they had to go back. There are people that did 30 years, and then they were able to take the evidence and get them exonerated.
Or vice versa. That whole hangout era, man. The Rat Pack. If you open up my laptop, my screensaver is the Rat Pack.
Now, who we talk? Now, what are we? Are we talking any females here during this era? Lucille Ball. Was this
what about in the Rat Pack, or do I love?
No. Like as far as like that era. Like Lucille Ball was really good. Joan Rivers was a monster.
Joan Rivers was
a monster. Like when people tell me when comics go like, hey, Joan Rivers is in my top 5, and I go, what? And then I actually listen to what, like, young Joan Rivers was crazy. Shout out to Westchester, from Westchester. Young Joan Rivers.
The amount of jokes.
Dude, and she was like rapid fire, and she had energy, and she had presence. Joan Rivers is a monster.
And so honest about plastic surgery,
everything.
Bad marriage, like.
What was one of her first jokes? Her husband killed himself, and it was very hard for her. Her husband killed herself, and she was really upset, and like her and her daughter were alone. And then like I think they said like the day after he killed himself, they were at a restaurant, and she was like, if your father saw these prices, he'd kill himself again. And it's like, you know what I mean? But Joan Rivers was a monster. You also mentioned somebody that I don't think a lot of people have seen. I know I didn't see a lot of his stand-up. I saw him later when he had the Bob Newhart show, when he was older. But Bob Newhart.
Bro, I got the vinyl. You know when people talk, you ever hear Seinfeld or those guys talk about listening to like Bill Cosby records? And, bro, even before that, I have my whole vinyl. I have a whole comedy vinyl collection of all these. I have Red Skelton and Henny Youngman.
Wow. Jackie Mason.
Yeah. There was another guy. I forget his name.
That's so cool.
So Bob Newhart has these albums. He's the driest, slowest speaker. He stumbles, he stutters. He's like, the whole bit is like him on the phone. And you don't hear the other person on the phone, he's just reacting. And he's like, so you don't have it? Like, it's fire, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't even know, it's so weird. I didn't know how much I was into comedy until I started doing comedy, because it's just something that I loved.
Yeah.
And I loved, like, I collect vinyl. When you go record shop and you see all these old comedian album, I would buy them all, bro. And I would, Jack Benny. That's the other one I was thinking of.
Now, when you buy the vinyl, you keep them sealed, or you take like you?
No, they were always open because they're like in the dollar bin.
Oh yeah.
Ain't nobody gave them. Some grandmother died and they put them in there. And I just buy them all. And Bob Newhart, Bob Newhart is fire. And Bob Newhart and Don Rickles were best friends.
Yes.
Which
they would vacation together.
But it's good cop, bad cop.
Yep.
Don Rickles is loud, Jewish, insulting, and Bob would be like, Don, relax,
Yeah.
And it was like, but yeah, because I used to watch the show Newhart, where he was the hotel, the inn owner in a town in Vermont.
Yep.
But before that, they had the Bob Newhart show where he was a psychiatrist. And
he was in The Odd Couple too, or no? Was he in the
No.
Who was in The Odd Couple?
Jack Klugman and Tony Danza. No. Shit. Tony, not Tony Curtis.
Who was in the Odd Couple sitcom?
Jack Klugman and Tony
Randall.
Tony Randall
and
that's how'd you just do that without saying anything?
I just hit
that's a Siri button?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, just a Siri button.
Oh, you're cool. But you ever saw the Odd Couple's a great show. You ever saw the movie?
With which one? Because they made two, didn't they? They made a remake?
Yeah.
They made a remake.
Yeah. No, but the old one is
Yeah, who's the old one?
Is come on, why am I blanking? Oh my God,
Not
Walter
Jack
Matthau and Jack Lemmon.
Oh, Walter Matthau, Jack Lemmon. Grumpy Old Man.
Yeah, they made Grown Beyond Men later, but Odd Couple.
Odd Couple, yeah.
Bro, so we're talking about who came to the radio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's a black guy that he played Mike Tyson? He's a martial arts expert. Black Dynamite. Jai White.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. He's Jack.
Yeah. So he had a movie.
Yeah.
He came to Hot 97.
Yeah.
A couple white people with him. It's always like a publicist or whoever.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to him. I'm interviewing him about the movie, and then we go to commercial, and I go. He goes, "Hey, just so you know, that's the director. That's Charlie Matthau." I go,
"Oh,
what's your name?" He goes, "Charlie Matthau." I go, "You're not related to Walter Matthau." He goes, "That's my dad."
Oh my God,
bro! Michael gone. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yo, he could have won an Oscar,
Bro, I didn't give a shit. The interview was over. I go, yo, Walter Matthau's your dad? He's like, yeah, man. I said, bro, how? So I start asking. I go.
How is hilarious. How?
So we're talking. I go, I'm a huge Sinatra fan. That's all the same world.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Sinatra fan. He goes, oh, you like Sinatra? He starts going in his pocket.
No.
What's going on? What's he go? He pulls out a credit card, a 76 gas station credit card. Francis A. Sinatra.
It was his card?
I said, bro, what the fuck? He goes, my dad won this in a poker game.
Oh my God.
So he was playing poker with Frank Sinatra. He says Frank ran out of money. He said, here, hold this. I'll give you the money tomorrow. He never gave the card back.
Oh my
so
God.
He said Frank would see him and be like, hey, I need my card back. He's like, oh, I don't have it. Because Walter Matthau was like, I'm keeping this.
Wow.
This is incredible.
How old was his son? Like, how old was he?
I mean, this was like
I remember
over
the movie.
10 years ago,
yeah.
like 12 years ago. He was probably like in his 40s or 50s when I met that guy.
Okay, yeah.
I never even seen if he did anything else, but Charlie Matthau, he did that movie.
Did he look like him?
Once he said it, yeah.
Once he said it, you could see.
Yeah, once he said it. Yeah. But bro, that era, those Frank Sinatra was like notorious for not letting people leave. That's how Dave is, Chappelle.
To hang and party, right?
Bro, so I compare Dave to Sinatra a lot, right? Hates the press, tries to always have friends around, trying to keep it like, even though Frank Sinatra was the biggest superstar in the world, he always tried to keep shit grounded.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
When you were hanging,
yeah,
we were all like boys. Like, none of that Hollywood shit.
Yeah.
You know? So Frank was notorious for wouldn't let people leave. So they'd be women like, I think not Angela Lansbury, Angela something. You know, old.
Oh yeah.
Angie something.
Dude, I know
old actress.
Yeah.
So guys would conspire with her. So like a Dean Martin who wanted to leave, he's like, yo, say you're tired. because Frank won't let a woman walk alone.
Okay.
So say you're tired, and I'll offer to walk you back to the room, and I'm not coming back.
That's hilarious.
Bro, they had schemes and shit.
Frank was a partier too. Like to be with his people.
All people
like to
all
have
day.
A drink.
That's how I want to be.
Yeah.
Like my podcast is called Pay Your Friends.
Yeah.
Because it's all, I just want my friends around.
Right, yeah.
I did a show in Toronto recently, and the green room was packed. All my Toronto friends, their friends.
Yeah.
Before the show.
Yeah.
Packed. And the girl from Live Nation's like, you want me to clear this out? I go, no. I love it.
Yeah.
I want to be talking to my friends to the moment I hit the stage.
Yeah, okay.
I don't need the quiet silence to get my thoughts together. I want to be yapping.
I like talking to the green room people too. There's something about that, the camaraderie.
Yeah, some people like a quiet. They need 20 minutes before they go up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get all that from Frank. So like, there was all these guys. There's all these comedians that like, bro, you could listen to their jokes now, and they still hit. They're not current, but the style of the joke, bro, these guys were amazing.
Yeah, I got it. You're gonna love this. I think we were it was either the Chicago Theater or the Fox Theater in Detroit. I think it was the Chicago Theater. It's the Chicago Theater. I think it's either the Fox in Detroit, but I know that Sinatra liked to do the Chicago, and we did the Chicago a bunch. But anyway, someone's like, Paul, you got to sign the wall, man. I had a great set, everything like that. And I'm looking for space, and there was not that much space. And then all of a sudden I see, and Frank Sinatra said, like, I killed this place, or this something like that. And then I put Me Too. And then I said,
That's great, bro.
Right under.
Yeah.
But I got a good one for you. So I'm sitting down, and we're eating in the city, and we're on the Upper East Side. And it was a comedian that I used to know. I still know him, but I don't really see him ever. We came up together kind of in those rooms with talent. Was Rodney Laney. You know Rodney Laney? No, he's a Jersey comic, right?
Yeah.
And we're sitting across, and we just did a show. I don't know if it was like Stand Up New York, whatever, New York Comedy Club. And I look over, and I'm like, yo. I go, Jackie Mason's sitting right there.
That's crazy.
Jackie Mason's right there. Like right there.
Yeah.
Like where my sign is.
Yeah.
And he's got I think his wife and then like a daughter across, or like there were two women and him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo. And I just go, Jackie Mason over there. So he's like, well, I was like, fucking Jackie Mason, dude. So he's sitting there and I'm looking. And then all of a sudden there's commotion on the street and everybody looks and Jackie looks. And I said something like, oh, it's fine. Like it was like these German guys running. And I go, it's fine. So Jackie Mason kind of just looks and smiles. So I think it's done. We get up and all of a sudden Ronnie walks up to him. And Ronnie goes, hey, Mr. Mason, my friend Paul, man. My friend Paul. And I'm just going.
I know.
I go, dude, why would you?
Yeah,
why? He goes, oh, my friend Paul, he's such a big fan, man. He's been staring and stuff. And I just literally walked up to him. I go, Mr. Mason, I'm so sorry. My friend's an idiot for bothering. And he goes, oh, it's fine. He goes, just don't interrupt my meal and tell me I stink. That was just don't interrupt me and tell me I stink. And it was, but like those guys are so fast. What people don't understand is they're so fast, even older. They're just, and they started this.
I know.
Dude, they started this, man.
I know, bro.
Like, it really is. Like, those guys were in the Catskills.
Yeah.
They were in the Catskills. Like,
I always say it's so crazy how my two passions are both from New York. Hip-hop and stand-up. Like, the real stand-up, how it started.
Right. Like, because you but what's crazy is you didn't even know it was in you until it got brought out of you.
Yeah.
Me, I knew, because me, it was like we're talking about people like your Sinatra is my Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Like Eddie to me is like that's the one that I would drop a live show, go run and like it's everything to me.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of generations of
never
people.
Met him?
Like I never met him.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of mutual friends that did.
Yeah.
And one of my friends did a movie. Pete did a movie with him. But my dad, and I always say the story, and I don't care. Like when I have somebody, we're talking about this, but like '87, my dad took me to Movie Land in Yonkers to see Raw.
That's crazy.
And I was young, and my parents, like my mom and grandma, like you can't take him. And he took me, but like that changed everything to me. And if you like, that's the style that I like. Like some people like the suit tie monologue Carson style, or like but I was the stalk the stage, tell stories, talk about family, things like that. Carlin, Pryor, Eddie, things like that. Some people is different, but what's interesting about you, Cipha, is you're like this hip hop guy. So if somebody saw you on the street and said, "Yo, Cipha," nobody knows that you're like this. Nobody knows.
No.
People see how you dress, and you're running around. When you run around with Chappelle, who is like a rapper.
Yeah.
It's like, but like you're into like fucking Peter Falk.
Yo, Peter, all those guys, man. Old TV stuff. No, nobody. Like, if you really know me, you know. But also,
Right.
it keeps me grounded.
Yes.
Right. I've been around the most famous people, the most influential people, and I'm not that. But I'm lucky enough to be next to them.
Sure.
As a fan, I'm always a fan first. Like,
Right.
bro, I see Jay-Z all the time. I know Jay-Z very well. I'm also a fan. Like,
Right.
and I don't hide like, nah, I ain't no fan. Like, I admit it.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of people be around those situations and get gassed like they're the star. So I purposely
you mean-
check myself.
Yes.
I don't ever want to act like I'm all that because I'm around. Dave Chappelle's actually one of my best friends. I'm not his, but Dave Chappelle is one of my best friends. And I say it all the time, but I'm not saying it like the superstar. He's just actually one of my really cool friends that I talk about a lot.
Yeah.
But I talk about Max Glazer also, but no one says anything when I talk about Max Glazer.
Sure.
Like, oh, you always talking about Chappelle. I go, no, I'm just talking about my friends.
Exactly.
But I used to check myself by like being in like Radio City or The Garden or some crazy shit, and I go and watch an old Carson or old movie or old TV show just to like remember who you are, stay grounded. Like you Jerry Lewis. I love Jerry Lewis, bro, and that Jerry Lewis was such a nerd with how he started like learning every single thing about making movies. He learned everything about the cameras and the lighting, and then started directing. And I could watch, I could put Jerry Lewis bits on YouTube for my kids.
Right.
Because they're like so funny when he used to do the, you ever seen The Typewriter?
No.
There was like, he was waiting to talk to somebody and he was in the waiting room and then all the secretaries were typing. So then he starts miming typing and doing like a musical thing like bing, bing. And my son watches that all the time. Like,
That's so great.
but these guys like had classic bits. And the funny, I didn't, you watched Raw and you knew you wanted to be a stand-up. The funny thing about me is, why I was good when I first started stand-up, I wasn't good at jokes, but I already had stage presence. I already knew how to talk on a mic. You ever see open micers and they're like, I know how to grab a mic. I had presence.
They start doing this shit with the cord.
Bro, I was looking. My friend reminded me recently. He was like, "Bro, you used to always crack jokes while you were DJing." Mm-hmm. And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "You would talk about the other DJs or the girl." Like one time I did this club, it was like all Puerto Ricans. I was like, "Yo, we about to party tonight, Puerto Rican parade. I parked right in front. Please, nobody steal my radio." But like, DJing. Like, it's not an open mic for comedy. But I would just crack jokes. And I didn't know I was doing bits.
See, like, I moved a lot. After my parents got divorced, I moved a lot. So I would always have to get a batch of new friends. And all of a sudden, I was the funny kid. But I didn't realize, like, they'd be like, yo, let Paul tell that story. Or, like, like I would be goofing around in class, or, like, I would be snapping on people in class, or just doing stupid stuff. And people would always laugh, and then that's when friends would come in. But, so it was almost, it may be a defense thing, but, like, all of a sudden, it was like, oh, man, I could, like, maybe do this, always felt. But, being funny and being good at stand-up are two different things.
Completely.
We all know people that are funny that can never.
I'm the epitome of that, because I was funny.
Right.
But then it didn't just transfer into all of a sudden I was good at stand-up.
Because you have to work at it.
You got to work at hours. Bro, and people always tell me, like, because I get this from, like, I watch those old stories about, like, Frank Sinatra and stuff, and they were like, any time they could get up, they would go up. Like, they were shooting, what's the movie in Vegas that George Clooney did, the remake?
Ocean's 11.
They were shooting Ocean's 11 in the daytime, and they'd be at the doing shows at night, every night. And they're like, why are you doing that? It's like, stage time is precious. We're gonna spend all this time shooting a movie. We're in Vegas.
Like, why wouldn't we get up and do that?
So everyone's always telling me, like, yo, why you always, my boy, why are you always begging for audience validation? I go, bro, it's not that.
No.
It's not, some people need that. I don't need that. No. I like telling jokes, making people laugh. There's 365 days a year. I get 10 minutes. I'm trying to take every 10 minutes I could get. I drove to Philly 2 weeks ago to do the Roots Picnic. The night before the Roots Picnic, Black Thought does a comedy show. Dave was headlining. Dion Cole, Dave Chappelle, Sam, Jay, and they let me do a guest spot. I drove 2.5 hours
Of course.
to do 10 minutes.
Of course.
And I bombed. I was like, I did it though. Stage time.
You did it. Stage time and stage. That's hilarious. Rodney was somebody that people wouldn't realize how much it influenced me because of my dad. My dad would watch all the Rodney movies, and then he took us to Radio City when I was young. I don't know how they let me in there.
To see Rodney?
Yeah.
Live?
To see Rodney live.
Stand up?
Live, yeah.
Whoa.
I remember Bob Nelson opened up, man. I remember. And by the end of it, I was sleeping. Yeah, no, that's real. I was little, man. And, but that, like, those guys that were like I wish that they had video of Jackie Gleason. I wish I could watch Jackie Gleason grab a microphone, go on stage, and just annihilate, and just do crowd work, talk about everything, do stuff, and just annihilate. Like
Bro,
I love. You see Sinatra when Sinatra did some benefit. They were at some big theater, and he started talking about how could you not dress in a suit? He would shit on him. He would to one of the performers.
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah.
He was like, when you come out here.
He was big on suits. Yeah.
He was big on like your appearance.
Yeah.
He was big on like being
he
classy.
He would have hated me.
He was like big on being classy.
Yeah.
Do you have that famous that mugshot T-shirt? Do you have that?
No,
Sinatra. You have the poster.
Yeah.
What did he get arrested for that?
I think it was.
Drink? Was it?
No, it was. I think he was talking to a young girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he was young.
He was young.
In that picture, he's like 20, maybe 19, I think.
Oh, okay.
That famous picture where he's super young.
Where he's got a mugshot. Yeah.
He's like
black
19.
Hair. No. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And he was talking to like a 17-year-old.
Oh, okay.
And they were like, nah. Yeah, it was like.
Oh, okay.
Indecency or something.
Okay.
But bro, but Rickles, Sinatra, they like I saw Rickles. Bro, anytime I could see those guys, I mean, God, you know, they're all dead, really. I saw Rickles at Town Hall.
You did when? How long ago?
Had to be like 12, 13 years ago.
Oh, man.
And he was doing like a little run. And I went to go see him. I bought tickets. And then Chris Rock and Seinfeld were like 3 rows in front of me. Like in the audience. Like fans.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
That's
crazy. I try to go see all that stuff. I wish I knew. I didn't like Frank Sinatra until I was like a little older.
Yeah.
But he was a lot. I could have went to see him live when I was a kid, but I didn't know.
No, you didn't know.
Yeah, but like a lot of those guys, you know, they're gone.
See, I heard Jerry Lewis was a dick, and
Jerry Lewis was a dick. I heard.
What I'm afraid of is like, from all the people that know, I know Eddie's not.
I also don't care if you're a dick.
You could stop. You could separate it.
Yeah, if I met, hey man, I'm a big fan, man. Thank you for all the years of entertainment. I don't care. He's a dick, but I still like the entertainment.
Yeah.
I still like the entertainment, but yeah, I heard Jerry Lewis was like an asshole.
Yeah, like Chevy Chase, man.
Yeah,
like
Chevy
all those
Chase.
people, man.
Yeah, bro.
And you're like, yo, man, Christmas Vacation is the best. But you know what? I separate it.
Yeah,
I could separate it, but I have a hard time separating it with sports and with real heroes.
Yeah,
like Eddie, that would devastate.
No, I heard Eddie's.
But I know he's the best.
Yeah,
I heard he's like a sweet, nice guy. You know.
This is what I get. This is from Dave Chappelle. Why'd you leave yesterday? We went to Eddie's house, motherfucker.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, like that would
I
be.
left because I told you I was leaving. I would have not left if you said you were going to Eddie's house. Oh no, we watched the
Isn't it funny when like famous, like when super famous friends say shit? Like I remember I had one friend. I don't want to mention names, but he'd be like, "Hey man, we were like in Dallas or something." And he just goes, "Hey man, would you wanna?" I don't know, because I'm a big sports fan. He's like, "I don't know, man. The Dallas Mavericks and all them are having like this roof party and shit. Like, you want to go like and hang?" He's like, "You don't want to do that boring shit, do you?" And I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "Oh man, I told him no." You know, and I was just like, "But I'm a sports guy." You don't want to meet Jordan, hang out, have him,
Bro,
you know.
Yeah.
That Jordan story though, man. Like that's the other thing. Like, I mean, I know we're talking golden age, but this sort of like Chameleonaire. You know Chameleonaire. You know the story about Chameleonaire?
No.
Oh, dude, you know Chameleonaire, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chameleonaire was like the biggest Jordan fan, and he went to like this thing, and I guess he was just like, he bought $9,000 worth of memorabilia there, and he saw
Chameleonaire.
Chameleonaire, and everything. And I guess fucking Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, somebody was there, and he's like, "Hey man, can you know?" And they were like, and this is when Chameleonaire was
Yeah.
the hit was out,
Yeah.
And Jordan looked up. He's like, "Man, I ain't signing shit for no fucking rapper." Like, and he had all this merch and shit.
Yeah, but he did it to himself.
Yeah.
He did it to himself. You gotta meet them first.
That's the thing.
You gotta meet them first, and then hopefully make a connection.
Well, that's the thing, because I heard things like Seinfeld. I heard you got to be introduced to Seinfeld. And Seinfeld's got to know. When I was introduced to Seinfeld, he was great.
Yeah.
He was giving me,
Yeah.
like, he was just great and super nice, but he was introduced.
Right.
I was introduced.
Yeah.
But if you go up to someone like that, you can't. They're just like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it would be like Jay-Z, right? Like, if you went up to Jay-Z and didn't know him, he'd probably look at you like a fan. But you introduce somebody, he would probably be nicer, right?
100%.
Right.
Like, for my friend Max Glazer for his birthday, I got every Jay-Z album autographed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, like, that's how, he's super cool like that if you know him. It's so funny because I got him all these autographs. I didn't get it for myself.
That's good, though.
Fucking idiot.
So if you could meet any of them,
Yeah.
if you could meet any of them, it's Frank first.
Yeah, it's not
Frank's
even
number
just.
one.
It's not even just meat. Like, I wish I could hang.
Yeah.
Frank.
But was Dean cooler than Frank?
I don't think so. I think Diener. I think Dean was cooler because he didn't care as much. Dean went with the flow. Go with the flow.
And Dean went home, chilled out, family, right?
Yeah. Frank was out and about. Dean was too, but like,
Yeah.
But Frank was a little more serious. The thing about Frank Sinatra is, bro, he fell off completely 3 times and came back.
Yeah.
Bro, there can't be stopped.
No, that's because they say to make it, you got to make it twice.
Yeah, bro.
They say you got to make it twice. So the fact that he did it 3 times is
bro,
crazy.
he had his head in the oven. Frank put his head in the oven. He was about to end it.
What?
Yeah, over Ava Gardner, bro. It's always over a chick. Come on now.
Yeah, no, I said that.
Bro, he put his head in the oven, turned the gas on.
Yeah.
And it didn't, something like it didn't click or something. And then
only a woman could do. Only a woman could do. I remember when I did Good Morning Football. I did Kay Adams' show, and Kay Adams was like, "So Paul, what do you think?" And Gronk was on the show. So what do you think about Bill Belichick now? He's leaving a 24-year-old girl's house naked in a towel. And I go, "Look, man," I go, "It's the tale as old as time." I go, "The only thing that'll take down an empire is a woman." And she was just like, everyone like I said that shit on the air, on the show.
Live.
Everybody was just like live, you know. And everyone was like, "But it's the truth."
It's
like,
100%
I
true.
mean, like Tiger Woods, and you know what I mean, like a big downfall, like Tyson. You could put into that with Robin Givens a little.
All
bit.
of it.
You know what I mean? But Frank Sinatra put his head in a fucking oven. It's crazy.
Oven over Ava Gardner, and then he got right after that for how he'd found out about the movie Till Eternity. What's that movie? Is it From Death to Eternity? Whatever. The movie he won the Oscar for.
Okay.
He fought for that role.
Yeah.
And got it. And it's a smaller role in the movie, and he got the Oscar for supporting actor.
Okay.
And that turned his whole shit around again.
Yeah.
Again.
That's crazy. Now, that was based on, Sinatra was based on the character in
Godfather?
Yeah.
The character's based on
the character's based on him.
on Sinatra.
On Sinatra. Okay.
Yeah.
I got to tell you these because you're going to love these. So there was a place in the 80s and early 90s, but like 80s and early 90s called Eduardo's.
Mm-hmm.
And Eduardo's was an Italian restaurant right under the tram.
Roosevelt Island tram.
Yes, so it was around where Scores and like the 61st Street. So the Roosevelt Island tram would go over. So there was a little restaurant there, and my dad would take me and my brother. And there was a dish my dad couldn't get enough of, and then he had me have it, and it blew my mind. It was called veal Eduardo, right? It had this like brown creamy sauce on the veal, and it was just like the greatest.
Yeah.
People being, we were in there one time, I think like Bruce Springsteen's, like it was one of these like places. So apparently Sinatra goes in there. My dad had to tell me every fucking time because.
Wait, when your dad was there?
No. Sinatra would go in there because my dad went in there.
Yeah.
And my dad goes, "Where's the veal Eduardo? Like this, I come here for this."
Yeah.
My dad would leave Westchester to go get it. And the guy goes, "Oh no, it's still here. We just changed the name. It's called veal Sinatra." He goes, "Why?" He goes, Frank came in and went crazy. It's his favorite dish. So veal Eduardo become veal.
And Eduardo's the guy who owns the restaurant.
Yeah. And they named it veal Sinatra because he went in and got it. And another thing I heard is when Frank would play the Garden, he sent his driver to Connecticut to get Sally's.
What's Sally's?
Pizza. So it's Sally's and Frank Pepe's.
Oh, is that the two?
And they had the rival.
Is that Hartford? No.
It's in New Haven.
New Haven, yeah.
New Haven, of like
Right.
Little Italy in New Haven.
Yeah.
And they're on the same side of the street, about a football field away.
Right.
Like 1929, and I guess it was cousins or something. They had a thing.
Right.
But he would send his driver to get Sally's pies and bring them to the garden.
Bro, that guy was the best. I'm telling you, if you could read anything about Frank Sinatra, you will be crazy. There's a book called The Way You Wear Your Hat, and it's just Frank Sinatra philosophies.
Yeah.
Just on life, like all pieced together. It's not, he didn't write the book. It's just all his different philosophies put together. It's amazing.
Really?
Bro, it's amazing. That
You
era.
gotta read, and you got to read the not the Eddie Murphy. You got to read the
Rodney Dangerfield?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I'm on
and
it.
I was gonna take him to Barnes. I was gonna take it to Barnes and Noble and meet him and have him sign it. But he passed away. He had gotten sick, and when he was like 81, I think, when he passed. But like that book was just like a dude would like, and like you see like the stuff they went through. Like the gross, like a dude would make him sit on his lap for a nickel and shit, and like, and he was just like, and he was like a salesman. But like back then, like when he was coming up, his real name is Jacob Cohen. Rodney Dangerfield's name Jacob Cohen.
You know what's funny? I just found that out last night. I was watching TikTok, and a bunch of Rodney shit was playing.
Yeah. So his real name is Jacob Cohen, but that was back in show business when you still had a job and would do it. So like he was like, I think he sold aluminum siding, and he went to someone's like door knocked. And someone's like, yo, were you on Johnny Carson last night? Like, and he was like, yeah, like you were on the Tonight Show last night. And he's like, yeah, but about this aluminum thing, yeah, like that's crazy.
Crazy.
You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Oh man, like yeah, that really was like it's not appreciated. It's cool that people like us are talking about this.
Yeah.
Because all the people you like today, there was the Jackie Gleasons and the Masons and the all these people. And what about I mean, who would you say, which black comic? I guess it would be Sammy Davis, right? For that time, was Sammy Davis Jr. a comic? Was he a comedian or was he like he was like a dancer, right?
Yeah, he was like a dancer, singer, but he was very funny.
Who was the comic of that time? Was it like
Black?
Yeah, Dick Gregory.
Oh, there's so many. Red Fox.
Red Fox.
Yeah, Red Fox. Red Fox did a lot of stuff with Sinatra. Sinatra paid all of.
Red Fox was in that. Red Fox was a monster.
Red Fox was the beast, bro.
Yo,
Bro, the whole I gotta come back because the whole black underworld of this Frank Sinatra, Rat Pack. Then there was the jazz musicians and all the comics that would do the jazz shows.
Yeah.
Red Fox. Apparently, Frank Sinatra paid all of Red Fox tax bills. And like he gave him all this money because he was fucked up with money and he fucked up on his taxes, and he gave him the money to pay his taxes, and he blew it.
Really? He blew it. He went gambling.
But Red Fox, Ma Mabel's, was another guy.
I hate to talk about him because he's a fucking piece of shit. But Cosby.
Oh yeah, he was a little younger though.
Cosby's a little younger than
that whole.
He was like a little.
He was looking up to those guys.
He was like the generation.
Yeah,
behind.
the next one.
Yeah, the next generation.
Yeah, fucking Cosby, man. What the.
That's the worst.
Because comedy, I love when Seinfeld talks about how dope Cosby is.
Or like that he would go on for, what about Chris Rock? So he'd go on for 2 hours.
2.5 hours.
He would just go on 2 hours, an afternoon show, kill with no cursing, clean, and then just get off. And then you find, but it's the clean ones. Dude.
I know.
It's the clean ones.
I know.
They got either anger, they got something.
But that's the thing. Frank Sinatra was a piece of shit when it came to like women and all that stuff. But like he was the greatest guy. It's like the clean ones that hide it got the dark shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Frank Sinatra paid everyone's bills.
He didn't hide it.
Yeah, he took care of his kids. Like, yeah, he cheated a lot, but he was still like, it's weird. It's like you cheat a lot, but you're also very moral. You have a lot of morals.
Dude, I'm so glad you're here
Italians, man.
I'm so glad you're here because you got me thinking of all these stories about. So this is a great one that I got to tell you, as somebody told me. So there's an amazing Thai restaurant in Vegas, but it's not in the Vegas Strip. It's off, and it's called like Locust something. People know what I'm talking about. Lotus something, not White Lotus. That's a show. Lotus something, right? And Smokey Robinson goes in there. Right, this is real. And Smokey Robinson is in there, and everyone's eating, and people are like, yo, shit, that's Smokey Robinson. Listen to this Hollywood gangster. Smokey and this is like, fuck, people are going, oh my God, don't Smokey Robinson here. Smokey Robinson gets up after his meal, he buys everybody's dinner, and then sings White. It was around Christmas time. He sings White Christmas. He took care of everybody's tab and sang White Christmas and left.
That's my dream.
Yo, that to me.
That's my dream, bro.
Like for me, that's everything. Because I do want, and people always say this about me, and you know, they all laugh at me, Burr and Giannis, and they all laugh because they're like, Paul's money go. I want that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to get this for that.
I'm with you, bro.
I want to call every one of my friends and go, yo, we got a suite at the Garden. We're going to the thing. We'll get and it's all paid, and we're gonna whatever concert game. Like that's what I want to do.
Bro,
but the fact that this man gave not only paid the bill, but then gave his skill.
Yeah.
White Christmas, and then just said goodnight. That's old school gangster
That's
shit.
what I want.
Yeah.
And I would love that. This is fucking. I live in the house I live in now. I'm rich.
Yeah.
I live where I live now.
Yep.
Very comfortable.
Yep.
And just pay for everyone.
Oh my God.
That's what
Just pay for everyone. But hey, what are you doing Saturday? No, you're not. I got that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I went to a restaurant. You know that restaurant? It was around the corner from Comics. Old Homestead or something like that.
Yeah.
I went in there. I shot something with Jerobi from Tribe Called Quest. He had a cooking show.
Yeah.
He would go to get like smash burgers from a hole in the wall, and then the most fanciest burger.
Yep.
And then we would go get ice cream from a hole in the wall, and then the ice cream that has the gold flakes
That's
in it.
actually a good idea.
It was really dope.
Yeah.
So we went to Old Homestead, and the owner's there, older guy, and I go, this looks like a place Frank Sinatra would go to. He's like, that was his favorite table.
Wow.
And I was like,
Wow, you knew you
so
got
like
the feeling.
all those little things, but
Yeah.
like the city's changes so much. All those places are going away, man. Like,
Yeah.
like what's the famous restaurant in Harlem? The Italian restaurant?
Rayo's.
Rails. Like,
Yeah, six tables.
yeah, like.
Yeah, stuff like that.
I
is
love
so-
shit like that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
and no one expects me to like, oh, he's just a hip hop guy. I'm like, nah, I like all that old shit, man.
Well, yeah, like that's the thing about you, man. Like I remember even the first time I talked to you at a comedy club, I was like, this is not the dude that I thought, that I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna be.
But I am that too.
Right, of course.
If you put me on DJing at an arena, I turn into, I'm screaming hip hop, any up,
No, yeah.
But
yeah.
it's like I'm also a person, you know.
Well, no, but like, and again, like I'll go back. Like we have similarities because like people wouldn't think that I like Star Wars. Like me and my wife will go see Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like I like all that. Like I like weird, not weird, but nerdy.
Yeah.
Sci-fi shit.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
into that. But also, yes, I'm into sports.
Yeah.
And yes, so it's like that. It's like with you with the other thing. It's like, yeah, of course I'm that, but I'm also that.
Yeah, but people, when people are only into one thing, I'm like, you're not a balanced person.
No, you don't. Like you got to kind of go. If it's one thing, it's weird.
Yeah.
The golden age, man. The golden age. So what was the first sitcom? What was the first sitcom?
If I'm not mistaken, I Love Lucy and
I Love Lucy. Is I Love Lucy in the Rat Pack era?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
was the first one. Oh, it was
I
black
Love
and white.
Lucy is the first multicam show.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Like I think Desi Arnaz was part of creating I'm gonna say this wrong, but like to switch
Yeah.
from this camera to this camera, right?
Yeah.
Honeymooners, if you watch it, it's like just one. It's a play.
Dude, I was watching Honeymooners one time and I saw people in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Like you could see
Bro, if you really watch now high def, the set's not even connected to the wall.
No, the walls is two walls and you see people moving.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's great,
but
though.
it's like to me, Honeymooners is a very funny play that's on TV.
Right.
But like, I Love Lucy, I believe, is the first one.
That's a great way to look at Honeymooners. It is. It's kind of like a televised play.
Yeah, it's a play.
Yeah, with two sets.
Yeah, and
you know?
they never go to the next set until
Yeah.
like after the commercial, and barely ever like. Sometimes they would go to like the bus station or the diner or something, but it's later.
I would love if you ask me, if you're like you can go and sit down and hang and have a drink, like of that era, it would be Dean Martin, Sinatra, and Gleason.
And who?
Gleason.
Oh, Gleason. Yeah.
Just to if you could give me a half hour to have like a drink or two with them and just listen to their stories. But now I'm gonna watch Columbo.
No, Columbo's illest. You ever
Yeah.
seen the Dean Martin roast?
Yeah. Well, see, that's why we'll finish on this.
Yeah.
Because I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. We got to do part 2.
This is the problem with the roasts.
Yeah.
Okay. I was talking about just a lot of friends. I'm not hating on the roast. I'm not hating on the Kevin Martin. I mean, Kevin Martin's my friend from high school. I'm not hating on the Kevin Hart roast, or I'm hating on the what's it called, the Tom Brady roast. But roasts became a. First of all, what I don't like about roasts is, and what people don't know is, they have writers. Okay, 5 of them per person.
Yeah.
Some of them don't.
Yeah.
Some of them don't. I heard that there were a couple on the Kevin that wrote their own.
Yeah, it's people that write their own.
It should be, in my opinion, it should be friends, which it was with the Dean Martin. You know, that's why I really like the James Franco roast, because all those guys did movies together.
Right.
They were all friends, and they were silly. Now it's kind of like, who in their family died? Let's talk about who in their family died.
Bro,
let's say this, let's say that, and it just kind of
I'm
gets
with you
like,
100%.
right? You know?
A roast should be friends.
Yeah.
And private.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even like these televised roasts. Bro, I don't even know you. And you're saying the foulest shit about me.
Yes.
And some shit you researched. Your friends fucking poking you and jabbing you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the thing. It should be friends knowing your little, like, idiosyncrasy, like all the things that are goofy about you. It's fun-loving. Then you go have some drinks. Not like, so-and-so's uncle got shot in the head. And he's because he saw his act. And you're like, what
it's
the
like
fuck?
bad,
like,
bro.
Yeah, so like, and listen, some of those guys are my friends. And listen, some of the jokes are great, but for me, it's just when I look at the Dean Martin roasts, like you said, and you see Rickles, and you see all those guys, Telly Savalas, and those guys come up, and they're just busting balls, and they're just joking. Like, even when Rickles was like, "Hey Frank, we know who your friends were," and stuff like that, and he's just going, like this,
Bitty boo butts.
It was just, it was fun loving. You know, now some of those jokes, oh, that's not hard enough.
Yeah.
That's not edgy.
Yeah.
And it's like, but that it should be fun.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. And also, I was saying this the other day, roasts, how comics talk to each other is a very specific shorthand, a language we have together, right? When you put it on TV for other people to watch, they don't fully get it. Like when you walk into the Cellar or any comedy club, and you're like, where you been? I'm like, my uncle passed away. And he goes, oh, he must have saw you act.
Right.
That's a comic comforting another comic.
That's a joke.
The other night, Keith Robinson, you know Keith Robinson?
Of course.
He had 2 major strokes. The right side of his body is messed up now.
Yeah.
Still hilarious, still performs, still tours. Yeah. He was trying to get into his car, and there was another comic, Will Sylvans, standing right next to him, laughing that he couldn't get his leg into the car because he had like a truck. Yeah. He calls me over, and we're staring at a handicapped man, old man. I was with a friend of mine, this girl.
Crying and laughing that he can't get in a car.
I kicked his foot. I'm like, you can't feel it. Your foot's dead, right? He's like, Will's like laughing. Keith Robinson's trying to take his leg, put it in. Keith Robinson's crying how we're killing him.
Because you're showing him love.
I looked over at my friend. She's mortified.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Because all she saw was us abusing this old black handicapped man.
Yeah.
But she didn't see Keith laughing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, get the leg in. Come on. Go, bird. I said, fly, birds, fly. Because he's a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Yeah.
And, bro, he finally got it in, and he starts the car, and it's like...
But that's showing...
But that's for us.
That's for you. Right.
A non-comic was like...
going to be like, yo, get in the car. He'd be like, I don't even fucking know you. I'm Sicilian. I take that shit real personal.
Yeah, bro.
You know, like, you don't know me.
But we were roasting each other. That's a roast.
Right.
To me. I wouldn't do a roast.
No, I agree with you. I think it's 100. You heard Earthquake? Earthquake is so... Dude, Earthquake is so
he's so good. He's
funny.
Great.
He just goes, man, Kevin Hart's a better man than me. Like, you know, because you say some stuff like that, but like, if you're not my friend and you're not writing it, then I can't.
Yes.
I can't have you have somebody go say this mean shit about, you know, it is what it is. But I agree. The Dean Martin roasts were special. They were fantastic. Everybody was laughing.
It was just friends.
It was just friends, and you had some drinks, and you had a good time, and it was private.
It's private. I mean, it was.
Well, that one they televised, but it was just.
No, was it televised? I guess it was because I have all the DVDs.
But I think it was much smaller scale.
Yeah,
I think it was a lot
of, all of them are friends.
And I think it was probably friends, family, agents. Like, it was probably just that instead of, like, letting everybody in and saying that.
Peter Falk roast of Frank Sinatra when he goes, because, you know, Columbo had a trench coat,
Yeah.
And Frank Sinatra borrowed the trench coat to do that album cover where he's under the street light.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Oh, that's
crazy.
great. That's great.
It's crazy.
Cipha Sounds, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. We will
Thank
definitely
you.
do this again. We'll do another one.
I got so many things I like.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You got so many things to talk a best of. Yeah, wish you all the best. Go see. Oh, sorry, plug your stuff. Plug whatever.
Oh, I want to do the best of Laserdisc porn. Okay? There was only so much porn that was on Laserdisc before DVDs. My name is Cipha Sounds. You can follow me on the Instagram at Cipha Sounds. I have a podcast called Pay Your Friends. It's all about old friends, new friends, and new friends coming together and having a great time. And somewhere soon, Likeable will be out, which is 30 minutes of stand-up that I now wish I could shoot it over.
Everybody feels that way.
But it's good. I'm
No.
finally going to have something out because everybody knows me from hip-hop. I'll finally have something out for comedy, and then we'll go from there.
Check out Cipha. Guys, I don't even know when this is coming out. Guys, go to paulvirzi.com for all of my dates. I am going to, I'm going to be in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. I'm going to be in Toledo, Ohio. I'm going to be in Cincinnati, Ohio. The 19th and 20th, I'm in Hartford, Connecticut. The 24th, I'm in Toledo. The 25th, I'm in Cincinnati. paulvirzi.com for all my dates. Guys, go and subscribe to Paul's Best. Go to my YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. Please like and review. It moves the show to the top. And get it everywhere you get your podcasts, Apple, iTunes, and all that stuff. Yeah, I will see you guys next week. Thanks.